Hi, this is Jessica from Jessiker Bakes, and I'm starting my how-to series, how to make perfect, basically any kind of pastries. So first thing I'm going to show you is how to make perfect whipped cream frosting. Now, whipped cream can be one of the easiest frostings to make, but it can also be one of the hardest if you don't know how much consistency to get it to make it the best, and if you don't know what kind of level of sweetness that you want it to be. So I'm going to show you how I make mine. So what you're going to need to start off with, and this is for a typical frosting recipe, about 2 cups of whipping cream. I like the brand Anchor. Their whipping cream is the same consistency every time, and I just like how it comes out. Okay, so what I want you to do is start off with a teaspoon of sugar in the whipping cream, and this is not to sweeten it, but this is going to help it to whip into the soft, then the hard peaks that we want it to, and it goes faster than if you're going to do it alone. Also, when you do it before the cream is whipped, then the sugar will be dissolved as opposed to getting sugar grains in there. So you're going to put your mixer on about low, and what you want is that it starts to froth a little bit. So we're going to let it froth for about 30 seconds. Okay, so when it starts looking frothy like this, you know that it's time to turn it up. The reason you don't want to just turn it up from the beginning is that you can mess up the consistency and you'll end up getting stiff peaks that aren't flexible or easy to apply. So it's kind of like a warm-up process for the whipped cream. So we're going to move it to about medium, and when we start to get it to peak a little bit, I'll show you. Then we're going to turn it up to high. Okay, so about a minute and a half has passed, and you're going to see that your whipped cream is starting to form. You can see the rings that are starting to form in there, and that it's getting a bit thicker, okay? So you have to give it about 30 more seconds, and then you can turn it off to check how high the peaks are. Okay, so as you can see, it's gotten a lot thicker. This is still not the consistency that we want. It's starting to form a little soft peaks, but then it's going back down. You want to stop it here though, so you can add another teaspoon or 2. I'm gonna add 2 because I like my whipping cream sweet, and so do my clients. So in total, that's 3 teaspoons of sugar. And when you do it here before it gets thick, then you're not gonna end up with sugar grains. So now it's a bit thicker, we're gonna turn it up to high. This is the most important part because you have to watch it, because if you don't pay attention, it can turn into butter. So watch it, and you want to turn it on. If you're not sure, you want to turn it on at about increments of 30 seconds and keep checking it, because every mixer can mix it differently. I normally do it for about 30 seconds and I check it, then another 30, and it's whipped enough. So I'm going to turn it to the highest setting right now. Okay, there you go. We have some nice thicker peaks, some harder peaks. Sometimes you want to whip it a little bit harder than this, but for this procedure I don't have to. But if you're to whip it a bit harder than this, based on how you can see how thick mine is, you'd want to do it at 10 seconds at a time. So there you have it. Whipped cream frosting, nice and thick and nice and sweet.